Thunder cracked across the sky with a violence that didn't belong to a summer afternoon, shattering the Carter family reunion picnic, just as laughter carried over the rolling lawn near Flathead Lake. Pine trees bowed under a sudden rush of wind, and somewhere beyond the tree line, the old wooden bridge that crossed the Black River groaned like a wounded animal. Liam Carter heard it. 36 years old, a single father, a former Army medic who had spent too many nights holding broken bodies together with nothing but pressure bandages and hope. Liam had learned long ago to recognize the sound of structural failure. It was sharp, final. His son Leo stood beside him, clutching his ever-present notebook, already scribbling something down about the sudden wind shift. "Dad," Leo said, pointing west. "Weird clouds." A dark wall of thunderheads had swallowed the mountains. "We'll keep an eye on it, champ," Liam replied, ruffling the boy's hair. "Keep documenting. Details matter." They always had. 3 years earlier, the absence of details had cost his sister Bridget her life. The death certificate had called it respiratory failure. But Liam knew better. Prescription painkillers from a rural pharmacy had spiraled into dependence and overdose. Somewhere in that supply chain was negligence, or worse. But without proof, grief was all they had left. 15 miles away, a sleek black sedan hydroplaned across a Forest Service road, slick with rain. Inside sat Adelaide Kingsley, the reluctant CEO of Kingsley Biotech. Still dressed in a red evening gown from a charity gala, she had fled without explanation. Clutched tightly in her lap was a locked metal briefcase. Inside were 3 years of evidence. Contracts, emails, ghost ledgers, whistleblower testimony, all pointing toward a horrifying truth. A third-party supplier approved by her father and the company's chief legal counsel had been manufacturing counterfeit pain medications to cut costs. Those pills had made it into pharmacies across Montana, and they had killed people. Tonight, Adelaide had planned to deliver everything to a federal prosecutor in Helena, but someone had noticed her absence from the gala. Someone had made a call. Lightning split the sky. Back at the Carter estate, the temperature dropped 10 degrees in minutes. George shouted for everyone to move inside as rain began falling in thick sheets. Leo's notebook would later record. 3:47 p.m., wind change. 2 black SUVs arrived. No plates. Before he could tell his father, a crack echoed across the valley. Liam turned just in time to see the bridge collapse. The sedan tilted, slid, and vanished into the swollen river below. He didn't hesitate. "George, call 911. Clinton, blankets from the lodge. Bonnie, take Leo inside." His combat medic training overrode everything else as he sprinted toward the bank, shedding his jacket. The car was already sinking, nose down in the murky water. Through rain and sediment, he saw a figure inside, pounding weakly against the glass. Liam Dove. The cold struck like a hammer. He kicked hard, reaching the vehicle as it settled on the rocky bottom 12 feet below. His lungs burned as he braced his feet against the frame and drove his elbow into the rear window. Once, twice, 3 times. On the 4th strike, it shattered, water rushed in. Pressure equalized. He pulled himself inside and found her tangled in a seatbelt, eyes half open, unfocused. His pocket knife flashed as he sawed through the strap, grabbing her beneath the arms. He kicked for the surface. They broke through together. George waded in to help drag them onto the muddy bank as rain poured down in sheets. Downstream, a metal briefcase lay half buried in gravel. Leo disobeyed orders and grabbed it. Liam laid the woman flat. Weak pulse, blue lips. He tilted her head back and began rescue breaths. "Come on," he muttered. "Don't quit on me." Chest compressions followed. Methodical, relentless. On the 18th compression, she coughed. River water spilled from her mouth. She gasped, choked, then gasped again. "You're safe," Liam said quietly. Sirens wailed faintly in the distance, though flooded roads meant help was still 20 minutes away. As they carried her into the lodge, Liam noticed a soaked corporate lapel pin on her coat. The logo made his stomach drop. Everyone in Montana knew it. Kingsley Biotech. Inside, he moved with calm efficiency, monitoring her breathing, checking for aspiration. She slipped in and out of consciousness. "Call me. Ada," she whispered once. In the corner, Leo sat cross-legged beside the briefcase, writing. 4:51 p.m. Dad saved her. Briefcase heavy. Metal locks. George returned from the satellite phone with a grim expression. There's a missing persons alert, he said quietly. Adelaide Kingsley, CEO of Kingsley Biotech. Liam looked at the woman on the couch, then at the briefcase, then at his son, watching him with careful, intelligent eyes. She's the CEO, he said slowly, of the company that made the pills that killed Bridget. George swallowed. What are you going to do? Outside, the storm raged. Inside, the fire crackled. Liam thought about the oath he had taken as a medic, to protect life, to do no harm. He thought about Bridget's final days. He thought about Leo. I'm going to keep her alive, Liam said finally, and then I'm going to find out why she was running. By dawn, the storm had passed. Satellite news trucks lined the muddy road leading to the Carter estate. A sheriff's deputy asked polite questions while camera crews set up equipment in the distance. Adelaide woke just after sunrise. She found Liam on the porch drinking black coffee as the mountains turned gold in the early light. Dressed now in borrowed jeans and a flannel shirt, she looked younger. Human, you know who I am, she said. I do now, Liam replied. Why were you running? She sat beside him, careful to keep distance. I have evidence, she said quietly. My company has been distributing counterfeit medication through a third-party supplier. It's killed people, probably dozens. Liam's jaw tightened. My sister, he said, Bridget Carter. Respiratory failure after taking prescribed pain meds from the local pharmacy. Adelaide closed her eyes. I'm sorry. That's why I'm risking everything. Why should I trust you? You profit from this. She handed him a water-stained email. Correspondence between her father's chief counsel and the supplier. Name at the bottom. Clinton Ward. My cousin Clinton works for your company, Liam said slowly. He's the chief legal counsel, Adelaide replied, and one of the architects of the cover-up. Cold fury settled over Liam, but beneath it was clarity. I'll help you, he said, but my son's safety comes first. Agreed. They shook hands. By mid-morning, a man in a dark suit approached the lodge with two others. Bernie Pike, he introduced himself smoothly, head of corporate security for Kingsley Biotech. We're here to ensure Miss Kingsley's safe return and retrieve company property. Liam stepped between him and the door. That briefcase stays here until the sheriff says otherwise. Pike's smile didn't reach his eyes. You're interfering in matters you don't understand. Then file a claim Monday. That night, the power went out. Cut wire. Rocks struck the windows. A diversion. Liam moved fast, gathering the family and leading Adelaide and Leo out the back toward his truck. They made it halfway across the clearing before figures emerged from the trees. The briefcase, Carter, Pike called. Hand it over and everyone goes home safe. You're trespassing, Liam replied. Sheriff's on his way. Flashlight beams cut through the dark. Liam shoved Leo toward Adelaide and moved. Training took over. A leg sweep dropped one man. A wrist lock disarmed another. Pike lunged for briefcase, but caught an elbow to the solar plexus. Sirens wailed. This isn't over. Pike gasped before retreating. Sheriff Otis Brennan arrived minutes later and took one look at the situation. You need to disappear, he said. I've got a cabin in the high country. They hiked through the night. By morning, inside the cabin, Adelaide opened the briefcase and spread documents across the floor. I wrote a letter, she said quietly, 3 years ago, to Bridget Carter. Liam froze. The envelope bore his sister's name, postmarked 2 weeks before she died. She had never received it. We're going to Helena, Liam said finally. 2 days later, they arrived at the county courthouse to find reporters and Clinton Ward waiting. It's a trap, Liam said. It's our only shot, Adelaide replied. Clinton stepped forward, holding a court order. That briefcase is stolen corporate property. Anyone aiding her is subject to arrest. Then a voice cut through the chaos. That won't be necessary. Assistant U.S. Attorney Serena Wilkins stepped forward with 2 FBI agents. A concerned citizen established a dead man switched 3 years ago, she announced. Bridget Carter encrypted copies of her medical records and correspondence with Kingsley Biotech. The data arrived 5 months ago. We've been building a case ever since. Liam's knees almost buckled. Adelaide handed over a briefcase. William Kingsley and Clinton Ward. Serena said calmly, "You are under federal arrest." Pike tried to slip away. "That's the man who tried to kill us." Liam shouted. Deputies took him down instantly. The trial lasted 8 months. Kingsley Biotech was restructured under federal oversight. A compensation fund was created for victims' families. Adelaide resigned as CEO and established the Bridget Carter Community Health Fund using her personal assets. Liam enrolled in advanced paramedic certification. Leo received a scholarship. Adelaide stayed in Montana. 1 year later, the Bridget Carter Community Health Wing opened at the county hospital. Liam sat in the front row beside Leo, now 9, his notebook filled with engineering sketches and medical diagrams. After the ceremony, Adelaide found Liam near the memorial garden. "You kept your promise to Bridget," he said. "We did," she replied. They walked toward the lake as Leo skipped stones across the water. In Liam's pocket was Leo's notebook, open to a page that read, "Dad saved everyone. Miss Adelaide made it right. Together, they're heroes." It was an ending and a beginning.